The runaway room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Is this like being told from the perspective of one of the characters? Maybe Ryunosuke? I don't know.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
Wah.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
I've never been to London, but I do want to visit sometime. Seems like a cool place. This is awesome, by the way. We're like inside Big Ben. That's awesome. 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built for in a few short decades since we've opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. We're inside a clock! What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruto-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time. If circumstances were different, we were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Having a difficult time speaking today. Yes, which means you will need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. Awesome. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Yeah, I hope so too, or else this is going to be a pretty short game. Ah, good morning, sorry to keep you. Oh. Oh. I trust you. Wait, hang on. I trust you aren't exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We were never happier than... Wait, we're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Strongheart, Lord Justice of the British Empire. And I feel a little mouse. I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on now, Mr. Naruto, don't be a mouse. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruto from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruto. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. He looks like, what was his name? The guy from the last case in the first Ace Attorney. What was his name? I forget his name. Does it start with a G? It didn't start with a G, did it? I can't remember. It'll come to me, maybe. No, yes, thank you. Alright, how are you doing? London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? I can't tell if this guy's sketchy or not. He seems he looks sketchy, but he doesn't seem sketchy. Oh, well, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruto? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. I can't speak today. We spearhead every revolutionary in new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Sasato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. We are. Yes, there is much excitement about the upcoming Great Expedition we'll be hosting here in London. The Great Exhibition? Not expedition, exhibition. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It says here, 4 gathers just followed. Thank you for following. Did it pop up? It didn't pop up. That's weird. But I did notice it, so thank you for following. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are exhibited here in our great city. It'll be the greatest spectacle in its kind in history, and it'll make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can't hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on... What is his accent I'm doing right now? The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Law student. I am a law student, kind of. Lord Chief Justice? I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life abroad, the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing! It's really not. The news reached him before we could even arrive. Yeah, but it's not amazing that it actually happened. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored his appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy. I see that is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruto here would like to make a proposal. his eyes are kind of scary. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruto. This is it then, the moment of truth. I want to look around a little bit first. I'm kind of scared. This must be the Lord. Can you imagine? It's like, alright, I've got something really important to tell you. This is a really nice desk. Wow. This would be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. Yeah, kind of. I think it's for your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruto. Feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And there's armor. How do people move in suits of armor, by the way? It's like, it looks impossible to move in. Look at those menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. That's a suit of armor, you idiot. I believe yes, they're suits of armor. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have here in Japan guarding shrine gates. Oh, okay, the statues. No, not at all, in fact. In Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. Oh, and they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Mrs. Sato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where did she get that incredible tome? Oh man, the tome, like Fire Emblem. I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem. Got it on the mind. Just look at all these naughty books packed together on the shelves. They're from the floor to the ceiling. And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream. Why, do you know he doesn't like books? They're not all about British law either. The books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What about Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how to say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Yeah, probably. I don't want to see another wardrobe in my life. Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears, they're larger than anything you'd find in a steam locomotive even. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size, and I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Yeah. Hey, that's pretty cool. I will agree. Is that everything in this room, or is there something over here? No, I guess that's everything. Oh, wait, nope. Oh, that's a big room. Okay, that's all. Okay, hang on. I want to show him my thing. Here, check this out. Oh, whoa, that's new. An armband. An armband I inherited from Kazuma. It identifies the wearer as a defense lawyer throughout the Empire of Japan. Oh, so we stole this from him. That's kind of messed up, but I mean, he would have allowed it. These are scales of justice. They're a symbol of the defense, aren't they? Yes, that's right. The scales are a symbol of fairness to show that all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without an impartial mind. But if they're the mark of the defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think. Very impartial, I'm sure. Is there a number on it? Oh, no, but there's Japanese. The lawyer's name is embroidered on the inside here. Look, Kazuma Asogi. This was his band, of course. He had his heart set on this study tour in Great Britain. I'm sure he would have found the truth that he longed for here, but he lost his life before he even had the chance to see the place. Man, I have a strong sense of hopes and dreams when I look at this armband, though. Man, that's upsetting. Poor guy. It's never fair. It's never fair in these games. Oh yeah, here, check it out. Here. Lord Strongheart, may I show you this? To accept this item, issue a receipt, examine it thoroughly, and make a formal statement of my findings. It requires something like the region of 24 seconds of my time. Sorry? Does the item warrant 24 seconds of my time, Mr. Naruto? Let's leave it for now. Okay. Alright. I don't like him. I'm not a fan of him, I don't think. The thing is, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you could consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the Grand Tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruto! I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? Wait, do I actually have to... Oh, no. If there's someone else from here from Japan who described as a lawyer... Actually, there's no one. Actually, there's no one. There's no one. There's no one at all. There's absolutely no one. There's no one! It's only been 40 days since Hazama died, and yes, I've studied it as I possibly could. But can I really stand before this terrifying man and claim that I can do the job? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, only one lawyer. She's mad. I'm not sure if I can stand before this terrifying woman and claim that I can't. I'll end up upside down on the floor if I do that. And not that I'm scared of Sasato takedown, obviously, but still, perhaps I shouldn't change my answer. Or should change my answer. It's me! I can do it! Is that so? Probably. I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? I defended myself in court. I did that once. And yet you claim to be a lawyer. I've acted as a lawyer in court before, yeah. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details... I've been spending every spare moment of the journey here in Great Britain studying. I learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days. Can you tell? You can tell that from your watch. What kind of... whatever. Now, what might you call a full education? To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's too far for a short period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here in the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do something that he planned to do. Everything, even. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please! 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruto, was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say, which is a skill that would stand you a good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put out... But no, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? Are you prepared? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yeah, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction? I'll just alter a fraction there all of a sudden. I don't know. Maybe. You've got a good observation. Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer, whether you pass or fail, is entirely down to you. Really? Test? I don't like tests. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruto, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? What if you maybe defend someone who's obviously guilty? Well, I guess, yeah, the point is you're supposed to put all trust in him. Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. Ah, I remember. I like that little click. It's a murder trial. Of course it's a murder trial. It's not going to be like, he stole my wallet. No, he didn't. He didn't steal my wallet. Murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You can't really lose. That's easy to say, but I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murders are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We'd be toying with a man's life. That is true. That's pretty messed up, I'm not gonna lie. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I have decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He's Lord Chief Justice. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged. I think it'd be hung, but... Mr. Naruto, you have come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Yes, I'll do it. What do you mean I won't do it? I'm not even gonna mess around and save and then won't do it. No, I'll do it. I'm not a coward. Alright then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it. I can't get the words. You coward. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. Wow, so you're just gonna do that? So, it's as I suspected, is it? Just hurry. You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to East tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Stronger. You coward. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruto. I'm sorry, Mrs. Sato, but what could I do? It's alright, I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. Oh. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Mrs. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel the exact same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. Yeah, you're messed up. A lawyer may fight for his clients to the court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruto. Did we trick him? Did we trick him? Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that... I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. Yeah, he's guilty. So we have to do this. You will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful! But that, well, why does he have no lawyer? What? Are there no lawyer? Am I the only lawyer in this world? It doesn't matter that I'm from Japan, they just want a lawyer. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope. Were you? Oh, hang on. If I didn't speak up, would he just have let me leave? Really? He would. Oh, you don't like this guy. Yeah, this guy is sketchy. I don't like him. So, what are you saying now, madam? Me? But what do you mean, Mr. Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh! Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into the great city and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, enjoy yourself. You're just trying to save someone's life. He's gone. The Old Bailey. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Okay, let's go! What do you mean what to do? We're gonna go! Oh wait, I can move. Mr. Sato, can I... Uh-oh. Careful, from this position, I can perform a Sato takedown in an instant. I know. Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts immediately. If I need to throw you, I will. You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom. If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until you're at the Old Bailey. Okay, let's go. We're gonna meet our first client. It's gonna be so exciting. Let's get out of here. Alright. London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past, the Old Bailey. This is where I am to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. Can I have a little bit of water? Ooh, this is fancy. This is like the other place, but it's whiter and it's colorful. 18th of February, 9:45, the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, I like this song. I miss this song. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed on board? Just go. Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea... A guinea? Oh, like a guinea? Oh, good old Guinea? Have a little sip of Guinness? It's one of my favourite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why he was so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yeah, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. Yeah, where is he? Like, is he in there already? So this is the Old Bailey. Even a room for defendants to wait in is grand. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're defending is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam! Sir? Oh, little Irishman. What are you doing following me here? Things are far too desperate, aren't they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the East, are yous? Oh, we're from Japan, yes? Ah, Japan is it? I say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... Oh, don't need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all in a while a strange faraway land. Oh, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Oh, 'tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you a 1,000 guineas, say nothing now. Oh, 1,000 guineas? Please, Mrs. Sato, you don't need to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mess of the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Oh, 'tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London or 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ow! I hit me in the eye. Oh, don't get me wrong, fella. I'm nothing. Oh, I'm not giving you no I'm not giving it to you, no strings attached. I'll be waiting for you to do something for me. Oh, to be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial is about to begin, you see. As for me good self here, I'll be in the dock. Oh. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you got to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more. Otherwise, you'd see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Blustering and blazes, do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see, suppose it ain't all together, or no, I can't even talk when I'm doing it. I suppose I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park in the centre of London's another beautiful park. Sorry, park? What? It is called me Gilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. Oh, an entire park in central London. A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city in this old square of people. That's amazing, I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they got the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal, me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with London police, I ask ya? Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruto, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. I need to catch my breath too. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. Oh, what was I after saying, you daft idiot? I'd be giving you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry. I know what you're thinking. This chancellor of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest liar in all of England? Because he did it, that's the only explanation. Well, not at all. Not at all, although it is a little strange to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper at the Bailey, Lord Baruch von Zix. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zix stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Baruch von Zix. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and so is his counsel. Make sure you're waiting. Make your way to the courtroom about trial about his counsel. That'd be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you show your face here, I'd made up my mind, so I had. Sorry. I decided I have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Alright. Me gilded. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruto? The man is no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yeah, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Yeah. I'm kind of scared. What the... This is intimidating. This is the most intimidating courtroom I've ever seen in the Ace Attorney. Alright. No, it's the jury. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different from the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene all at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determine a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruto? Oh, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh, there he is. Oh, Judge, he looks like Zeus and Hercules. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Magnus Miguelded. I have to say his name in an accent. I now call upon the counsels of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Let me turn on my light really quick because it's kind of dark in my room. Okay, that didn't take long. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next board pick. He looks like he has been in a war with the Belmonts for like years. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. Finn is barking. He doesn't like this guy either. I don't like him either. He's scary. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? That is racist. Racism. Racism. As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella's a student from a little island off in the Far East, it's not the British way to ignore the dangers of yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I'd like to think that the acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded, what a fierce gentleman London has for him. Did you hear he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, make me go to the park. Seems though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. Oh, that's good. It's definitely welcome news, as he certainly has a way with words. What if he did do it? That would be not good. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. The thing is, he's really like upbeat and happy. So I don't really know if maybe he did do it. But I just started. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable statements. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your so these are just... Yeah, you know what? I should have known that. That guy has a knife. I don't know how people keep bringing in sharp objects into the courtroom, but whatever. Yes, my lord, the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong. I'm more than ready.
At the bar, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Any criminals here should be wishing they never set eyes on me. Okay, I was ready to do a voice, but I guess I won't. It's fine. I feel a chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. You must finish these bits for my grandson.
Mr. Naruto, these people are... the jury? Yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. Yeah, it's something we don't have in America 100 years later from this, even. That's right, I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? Yeah, they just yell it out. That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes, actually there was a jury in Apollo Justice, so I take back my words. Prosecutor Von Zeeks, my lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So wait a minute, hang on a minute. He must hate this guy. He must hate this guy because this guy didn't have a lawyer and he shows up for this. Like, even if he didn't show up, someone else would have showed up and he would have gotten a guilty verdict anyway, so why did he show up? He must hate this guy. So what brings you back? Yeah, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance that the courts should be aware? I hate the Irish. I'll leave that to your imagination. That is so sketchy. What is this guy? So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruto. I don't know. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones that here aren't aware. He's got a scroll, too. This guy's so weird. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fried Mason. Sorry? Thrice? Yeah, what? Fried? Three? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Oh my. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in the service of the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Probably, but looks can be deceiving. Here is the autopsy report from investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that photograph as evidence. Okay. A report by the Scotland Yard coroner. It gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. Are those his gloves? And these are... Good lord! Is that blood counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. Those gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them? Oh, yep, he's got a little bit of a problem there. Oh, we have the sword now, I just noticed that. Yeah, so we'll accept these as evidence as well. Okay, let's have a look at these. I want to have a look at these. How did I get into this? You wanted to. It was... Hey. Let me see this really quick. Autopsy. Thrice named Mason. Or Thrice Fried Mason. That is his name. It's not his full name, just his nickname. 54. Brickmaker. 15th of February, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhage resulting from the trauma. Okay. Looks like he was just stabbed. Maybe he was, because he looks like, he's not slumped over. You'd think he'd kind of be slumped over, maybe. He's just kind of there. Got a magnifying glass, can't really see anything. Looks like there might be a bit of smudge. Looks like there's some smudging there. It's not fully clear. I'm overthinking everything again. Blood. These are McGilded's gloves. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come in grumbling now. No, by the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier. He was. Pity, if only he'd been left-handed. I think blood in either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, nothing really. It's just these gloves. They got blood on them. That, actually, yeah, that is pretty incriminating. I'm backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside this vehicle at the time. Yeah, and it was... Obviously, one of the passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded? To be sure, I reckon, I'm like sideways right now. I'll put my head tilted, I don't know why. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. So he was sleeping. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Littleton, so it is, and I opened my eyes again, and he was dead. 'Twas a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying and get me gloves now, was I? But I reached out to get the man a hand. So the blood got under the gloves then, after the man had been killed. See, that kind of makes sense, because why would... If he stabbed him, here's the thing, Finsberg, I don't know, you can probably hear him, I'm sorry. If he... He's bragging a lot, I'll be right back. I'll finish my thought process in a moment. Okay, my mic is on now. What the? What just happened? My mic wasn't on this whole time? Oh my god, I'm so disappointed, man. Oh man. I don't know if it was gone for that long. I hope it wasn't. Oh man, that sucks. Anyways, man, that is a shame. That is a shame. I'm upset now. Okay, it's okay. It's alright. It's alright.
did!
No, what am I doing? I don't know. I'm all flustered now because my mic was on. Stupid Streamlabs won't even tell me when my mic is on or not. It's so stupid. I click it on, and then I notice that my thing isn't moving. Like, the audio thing isn't moving, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so upset. Oh, that sucks. I'm losing my mind. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know how much I lost, but god, that sucks. That really, I hate Streamlabs right now. I'm so disappointed. I'm taking Streamlabs to court after this. Okay, you didn't miss anything. Everything that was on the stream, or everything that was on the screen, was read by me, but you couldn't hear it because my stupid mic wouldn't work. I hate this thing. I'm so disappointed. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I said some smart stuff too. Well, I guess we'll never know. The world will never know. You actually saw the exact moment it happened? I didn't already testify to that. Oh my god. Now I'm all flustered and now I don't know what's even going on. Or are the fair dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good, I've really got to back this up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord? Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every last one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. What? You just do that? There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyways. That's exactly what I was about. What? As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors. Are you kidding me? We need to... What's happening here? They can just do that? Let's see. Oh, I guess that's why the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. Okay, sorry about that. Everything is breaking right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm all flustered. I'm messing up right now. Oh, man. I'm goofing. Okay. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if these enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. Yeah, I don't even know what's happening. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and I saw it too. Let me see. I stopped my bus and I saw it too. No, you didn't. You didn't see it because there's no... Although... So there's a thing up here. Thing down here. Looks like there's no... So did he stop it and get off, or did he press that? What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, the passenger, sir. You just collapsed on the floor, he was. And by passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And the other passenger had the knife in his hand. Can't believe you nearly missed the stream. Moose, here's the thing. I was streaming for like an hour, and then the stream died, and then I didn't have my mic on, and it was so messed up. This is like the worst stream I've ever done. But you know what? I'm still doing it. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. It'll be good. Hey YouTube, and we'll see how it goes. I'm just really upset that my mic didn't record for a while. That's upsetting. Yeah, but it's okay. And then the other passengers had the knife in his hand like this. By the other passenger, obviously you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And he plunged it down like this! Sit down by the other passenger in the belly! What? So he's on the ground? That's not true. Because he's propped in the chair. My lord, my lord, if you forgive the interruption. Oh, drawer number 2. A British stream in it, yes it is. It's a bloody good English stream, it is. Or British, sorry, my bad. Oh, drawer number 2, go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. And a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. What? Nothing happened yet! Nothing happened! I hate these people. Oh my god. What am I supposed to do? I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. Oh my god, don't you do it too. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and to cross-reference all the facts. As such, what do you mean there's no facts? There's no facts! There are no facts! What is the... No! Are you kidding me? There's one more guy. Not again. Nothing happened. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press the witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing the more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope until we uncover the thing that will give us a way to fight back. But... neighbors are being very noisy. I'm being very noisy, so it cancels out. Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. So I can't press? Alright, so when it happened, only 2 people in the enclosed cabin were the victim and the defendant, and, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be... before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again, a little more carefully this time. So I don't think I can cross-examine. He was the last person to leave, so I had a few customers, I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Out of the blue, the accused reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. There is no way he could have seen unless he got off and looked in. That's the only way he could have seen it. He stabbed him. I couldn't help it. Out of the blue. The victim and the man accused of killing were sat next to each other inside the bus. Out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. I can't press, can I? I'm not allowed to press. Can I press? I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to press. It says he stopped his bus and saw it too. Would it be this? Because there's no way he would have seen it. Oh my gosh. There's gotta be something here. There's gotta be something. I'm saving. I'm gonna save because I don't know if I'm allowed to cross-examine right now. Am I? I don't know. The accused reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. Was he on the... I don't know if I can do this. Am I allowed? You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Look at his face. Okay, nothing. Hello, slating this crazy snail. Welcome to the stream. Where are these days? Oh no, I didn't mean that. It's no good. We've got to back this up. Perhaps you could tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if you don't mind. What would you ask the young man next to me? Oh, me? Well, yes. He's very cold.
Excuse me.
Wait, no, I didn't mean to. No, I didn't mean. What do you know? I didn't. What are you fossifying for now? The last statement appears to have given you a pause of thought. No, it didn't. Not really. I'm messing up. I'm messing up. By the way, you always seem to be looking to the side one way or another. Do you have some affliction? No, not really. He's not really willing to say anything, it seems. It's none of your business, anyhow. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stabbed my breast, I shot too.
Hold it!
Press U. What exactly did you see? Oh, well, that would be the passenger, sir. Yeah, collapsed on the floor he was. Pursue. And by passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Brickmaster. And the other passenger that had the knife in hand, like this. No, you're not being suspicious. But the other passenger, obviously you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilder. Hey, you plunge it down like this. You stab the passenger on the belly. Why does the dude look like a vampire? That's what I'm saying. He looks like he's been in a war with the Belmonts for centuries. What? That's not true. He didn't do that. Did we? Order! I'm so confused right now. Ever since I found out my mic was messed up, I'm like all goofed. It's hard to believe one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no, my lord. Only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth. The truth. He's blinking. You are very stiff right now. Why are you so stiff?
Excuse me.
Why are you so stiff? Mr. First! Oh, how can I help, sir? That last statement, did it trouble you in some way? Not particularly, sir, no. If anything, he's troubling me with that hat of his. Has he greased his head? Oh dear, sir, I hope my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm still just an apprentice, you see. Trying to keep good posture. Yeah, but, like, he's, like, swaying all the time. Mr. Naruto, even if the witnesses can't see what's going through your mind, you really must be more careful. I wish it were that simple. I'm so confused. Alright, what happened? So help me, 3 whole people witnessed the thing. Don't be pessimistic, blah 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 blah. We've already read this. I need to plunge a knife right into his guts. Hang on. Sitting right next to each other. Let me get you. Let me press everyone. Yeah, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes. Yeah, it was called, sir, for freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct? Oh yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. Not even no one alighted for example. Oh, you're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No one. So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. I have to say, the boss insists on running it. He does every evening. The last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. Everyone's being fine. Darn, I can't catch anyone doing anything. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20% on the run, you see. Yes, I spent much of on the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. Victim then sat next to the other, hold it! And you saw them through the skylight on the roof of the carriage? That's right, when you sit up on the top deck, the windows is right there at your feet. No one's being suspicious. There was a lamp on the inside, so a plenty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was McGilded. Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Double-decker bus there, I think. Yes, but this is like an old-fashioned double-decker bus. And it's awesome. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded is a gentleman of a rather small stature. Couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here. He's getting sleepy in the courtroom. I really wish I was. Okay. Reached over, punched the knight into his guts.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. No one's suspicious. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was gazing absentmindedly around. But then, I happened to look down through the skylight. Sketchy? No one's sketchy. It was sticking right out of his belly, that huge great knife! A grim sight indeed. Oh, that didn't help me at all. Oh my god, don't do it again, please, don't do it again. The jury all look like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious of Mr. McGilded telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First! Oh, yes, sir! Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief, yes, that's it! The very one, sir! Is that? Yes, counsel, this is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. He's so a vampire. This is a blade of a considerable size, counsel. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Which seems oddly familiar. Super Mario! Have you heard of him? Please, no. M for Magnus, perhaps? McGilded, possibly? Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. Uh-oh. But there's M's everywhere! Yes! Like in Mason!
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder most certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. M could be the company logo. Could be. Like, M. My knife. My knife company. Okay, let's have a look at this thing right now. My lord, My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, jury number 5. Do I take it that you, too, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of murder being committed by one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer. Get up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is insane. Oh, these guys are I hate these guys. Bubbo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. The old lady, she's a kind old lady. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear, what can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witness in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. I still got my hearing, you know.
Old Granny swag? Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your learning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine that a fine young gentleman would have had it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library and buy some more books?
It sounded like a child, but nope, it was not. It was like, meh. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Psylocke, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. Dark souls. Bling, bling, blong. Bling, bling. I can't go that high. Bing, bling. What?
You stole the crows!
McGilded lends money at extraordinate rates of interest so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't asserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. Why would he kill him, though? There's no reason for him to kill him, just because he doesn't have money. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment due date for his debts. Oh, that's why. Granny's making a sweater while judging if a man's whole life can... No, not just ruined. His whole life will be over. If he loses, he gets the death penalty in this one. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had nothing but a shilling within which to repay his debt. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it. If I may add something briefly, Mrs. Sato? You claim the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. Let me see this knife. I didn't check this knife before, and it just came to my mind. I need to check this knife. Can I open it? The part is the sheath, isn't it? Open it, open it, open it. All right, Mr. Naruto. Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really like blades. Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, it's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Bloody. It's bloody. Here's the M. An ornate letter M. Or an ornate letter N, underlining Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial. And it's beautifully gilded too. Must have been very valuable, I should think. Ah! What is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W! This could change everything! A W? Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases, I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know it all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M. Oh. Well, that idea was quickly quashed. Yeah, so there is blood on the knife. Did he have a stabbing license? I don't think he had a stabbing license. I don't think anyone has a stabbing license. But, hey, I don't know. I don't know much about Britain. It looks a lot like blood. It surely is blood, you idiot. It's the victims. Oh, the Englishman blood looks a lot like Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't, you moron? Sorry, we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I understand. Such an idiot. That's okay. But where's the evidence to support your claim? He had money. He owed money. Where is it? What is there? Glass? Oh. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. He's related to Godot. There it is! Lord Von Zeke's hallowed chalice! Okay. He has to be a vampire. Right? Because okay, he filled a glass of wine, and what happens in Castlevania? He fills the glass and then chucks it on the ground. If he throws it on the ground, then the Richter's gonna come through and he's gonna kill him. How can this be considered acceptable? How can any of this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the far east could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. Ah! As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that as your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details on monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive this discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this in new evidence. I'd have some of my wine, too. Alright. Last time we got, like, medical records or, like, some kind of record, I turned around the case. Oh yes, 20 guineas. The victim known a considerable sum. And the accused made quite a certain ample of recompense. Hang on, let me read this real quick. Open it up. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Oh, I want to see Herlock again. Actually, I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Well, let's see what we find. I want to see him. Finn's barking again. I can't stop him because last time I tried to stop him, my mic broke. He's a British vampire. He probably is. I'm going to turn my fan on again because it's getting kind of warm. Okay, there we go. This is all very squigglish. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Hang on, that's one of the guys here. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Oh, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, his repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible this is just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information. Okay. Among the defendants listed in debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who had been due to repay his loan imminently. Okay. I'm going to random chair. Okay, we got some information. I'm pretty excited. We got some information. I read that.
Well, it wouldn't seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Regrettably, madam, it is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel.
Don't.
Still, maybe it's all for the best.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before it.
I don't stand for nonsense.
Oh, no. Did we just lose? Did we just lose? that was it. The last juror's decision. Quick, get your book, learn. We need to figure out something. Yes, go flip the page. No Fs. According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the preceding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh! There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... I don't know why the stream is breaking so much today. It's so weird. It's like, there's no reason for it to do this. It's so... I'm so upset. This is the worst. It's the worst stream I've ever done. Oh, man. It's so weird, though. I don't even know. Okay, we're back now. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it does, I'm gonna cry, and I will be sad for the rest of my life. All 6 members of the jury have now an agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Mr. Sato, just tell me one last thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors of this point. A summation examination?
Objection!
Objection! A summation of examination. I can't speak. From which century has that tome you've been from which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Back? Yeah, we're back. Okay, stream keeps dying. After we get to the break, I'm gonna end the stream because it's messing up today, and I don't know why. Why? Ah! Judging from the binding, I say the book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text in British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. Well, that sucks. So you're out of luck. Oh. Look at that, we put our band back up. What even is it, Mrs. Sato? The so-called Summation Examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. Okay, the stream's back again. It keeps messing up. We gotta finish this quick. Oh my god, it's really messing up. I don't know why. You would demand the right for the prosecutor to understand what the error entails. Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruto, I think I understand. It seems that the other of this procedure, we would be able to appeal the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them, change the leading, and reverse their decisions. And it says here that we only have a few minutes to do it because we gotta be quick because the stream's gonna die. I don't know what the stream is, but it's messing me up. If we the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Yes, in times gone by, the barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. Racist vampire. He is a racist vampire. Everyone's like racist in this courtroom. It's messed up. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because they didn't have me. They didn't have me to use it. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, I didn't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. That's right. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. Like chickens. Those things have been along for a long time, but they're not extinct yet. That means that's nothing. That didn't make sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Yeah, I got it. I'll try. A summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out, or admit defeat? Assert our right! Why would we forget it? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial as procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
Objection! But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it should prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Eh? Well, I'm not. There's no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... Members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they may have reached the decision. On what grounds? I'm not going to put my water bottle there because it might spill and destroy my PC. You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe believe the defendant is guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention of this was made before. I don't really hold with this justifying lock.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off. Seems none of them have experienced this before. Well, yeah, obviously. Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. So this is like a jury testimony? Okay. I can do this. There was no one inside the carriage at the time, so it would have to have been him. This song is awesome. Got a point.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap right next to him, just like this. Brazen, I say. Absolute brazen.
Oh, you've simply typed and collected all the statements made thus far and drawn a logical conclusion. You can trust the guild fair. Fate is a motto. We haven't raised prices or 4 pence in years.
The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor and beggar's belief.
Granny, I got you. Granny, I got you. Why was he... No, here's... They say he was stabbed on the floor, but the picture doesn't show that. He wasn't stabbed on the floor. And why was he propped up? Who propped him up? Someone had to prop him up. Who propped him up? So I wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the judges don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get those 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruto. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heat-warming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. Yeah, okay. Bet. But then, they've never reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it would recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. What on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about in the British law, Mr. Naruto. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in this courtroom together. And the way to break them that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. Have them turn against each other? We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says and see if we can identify any contradicting statements. If we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see. So it's contradictions in what two or more jurors say what we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. That's what I'm saying. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. Oh, 2 slaps. I have to pull this off. Yeah, you do. Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Oh man, look at me. I look so serious. Here's my rebuttal. Let's do it. I'll see on the carriage at the time. Wait, pit? What is pit? I don't know what pit is. It says pit. I don't know what pit means, but no one else is on the carriage. Has to have been him. Good point. I can't refute that. Trust the driver's excellent memory. Seems 4 passengers with fares 20 pence. Press, I guess. But does his ability to recall his talkings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is? I manage all his lordship's cards affairs, and very particularly when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it? That's a saying in your country. My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir. Does that bench really need any more? I was just gonna say, what? Just calm down with that rag. So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilders in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Ah, now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think. Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruto. If you notice an inconsistency with what 2 jurors are saying, I should expose by pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that. Okay. Not you. I don't care if you're gonna shank someone. You're gonna shank that lady. Okay.
Hold it!
Wait. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you're the other one talking about money. That's how much it costs to take an omnibus? That's right.
As the guildmaster, I decided to set a policy for our drivers across the city. One fare no matter what bus you take or flight you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coastmen have to make a stand together.
Motor cars, you say?
Yes, and the murder of our buses extremely damages other cars is beyond the pale. I'll lead to decline in passengers, you mark my words, and it's all that rascal's fault he has to pay.
It's the crime or his buses he's more worried about.
Anyway, every member of the guild is reliable and trustworthy. So if the driver says he saw him do it, the fellow in the dock is guilty as sin.
Gonna pit them together. You. I'm pitting you. Wait, hang on. Wrong button. I'm pitting you. So you're saying this lady, he has excellent memory. It seems 4 passes 20 pence. How many pence did you say? You can trust the guild. Fares is fares. We haven't raised our price for 40 years. I'm gonna pit you against you.
Objection!
These 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
You do? Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear, civil president, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus in the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right, I have those precise details so neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That would be 16 pence. That it is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. Did I wait a minute? For some reason, I can't remember me saying 16. Like 2 seconds. Wait. What did I say before? Oh, oh my god, I can't remember anything. Oh my god. Whatever. Exactly as I said, doesn't add up. The figures. I meant 16 if I didn't say 16. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely, 1 person's fare. Was there someone else? I think there was someone else. 1 person's fare. Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious! Man, you're kind of stupid, Naruto, but hey, when you hit it straight on. Well, this can't be right. The culture of the guild and honest good men, what in all trustworthiness is our watchword. The fictions of coachman claims simply do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, it's a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news would surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Oh! Right, and how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
I know. Change your verdict, coward. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We're all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you people.
We're good. We got it.
Oh, this is all you very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm just going to do the same. Oh, yeah. We got it. We got it. We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, look at us. Look at us go.
For the love of Mike, you not as well?
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. Smiles and tears. This is an Earthbound reference. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my
Oh, really?
For one thing, it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Yeah, well done, Mr. Naruto. You did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. That's where you must strike next. So I must pit 2 more jurors against each other and show that there's another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it. Yeah, I can.
Well, the scales of justice have been shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
I got it. The bookkeeper. Are you a bookkeeper? You stuck the tab next to him like this. Got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah, you and you.
Objection!
Gotcha. These 2 statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel. Post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
Other half? Other half? What? Do you mean your husband or wife or whoever? Why would you... Whatever.
What is all the claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, do I ask?
I've heard from more than one witness. They allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3.
What? Did you see I'm busy here?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Want to test me, do you?
It was like this. Struck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like a prime banker said. Oh, that's what Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true. Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Coachman? No, don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He struck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Well, I'd never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches, what a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh! But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, you may never find out. You may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
We got him. I'm good. I'm pretty good. The scales? Oh, I don't believe it. We got it even. I'm awesome. I'm a really good lawyer. I'm a great lawyer. Oh, wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcery using magic on us all. Yes! I'm glad you said sorcery because I was gonna get very mad. If I could use magic, do you think I'd be putting myself through all of this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Me? What exactly is the problem? What if the two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he sat next to him on the omnibus. And this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then Shylock stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what you to say? It didn't happen like that, hmm? What are you calling a dandy, sir? Why should I take this knife from you?
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
They're ready to kill each other now. I don't want to go to that trial. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see different moments of the same crime? Wait, I didn't mean it. Okay. I didn't know that was going to pop up. It's true. There's an outside chance of almost anything you care to mention.
Exactly the point I've been trying to make.
Before you go any further, Mr. Naruto. Oh, what is it, Mrs. Sato? I think you should have a look through the court record. Ah, you see? This evidence makes it quite clear. What evidence? Well, he was stabbed that way, obviously. This isn't even an outside chance that the juror is saying. How did I miss that? Well, I didn't mean to do it. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, Dog Jinx? Come on, out with it.
What you're suggesting isn't possible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job, and for the foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction.
Yeah, you do.
So where's your evidence, man? That's what I want to see. So the two witnesses see different moments of the same crime. You said that's out of the question, show me some proof.
It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different motions of the same crime. That's proven by the picture, because the picture here is in the chair. This clear piece of evidence. Well, Mr. Foreman? I messed up.
It's the bus because there's no windows on the thing. There's no way for her to see the thing. So I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. 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 I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
I'm an idiot. The way I thought about it. Here's how I thought about it. I thought about it like, why if he was hit on the ground? If he was hit on the ground, then there's no way that, like, why would he be propped back up? Right? Doesn't make sense.
You know what they say about me, young man? They say I've got no powers of persuasion.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
But no one will need persuading about this. You're even worse than me. Oh, I didn't mean that. I was kidding. In other words, the victim was stabbed 2 times. No, he wasn't. We have evidence that clearly contradicts that. Wait, what? Oh, what? You let me know that. Wait, hang on. Wait, what? What? He stabbed twice? What? No. What? No. No, 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 no. Wait a minute, what? Stab what? Oh, come. Take the autopsy or whatever. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. No, only once? Yeah, it's quite simple. Yeah, the victim was stabbed precisely 1 time. Which means the witness can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Well, also, there's no way they could have seen it because the stupid thing, because he was stabbed. Also, why would he be propped on the floor? Why would he be on the floor propped back up? Also, you wouldn't be able to see it from the outside of the thing anyways, unless you were on top, and the lady was not on top. The lady was outside, and since she witnessed it, but she was not on top because the witnesses were on top. There were 4 people. One of the person was the victim, the other person was the accused. Other people up here, 2 people up here actually. They were just chilling up here, so they could have seen it. No one else could have seen it. Lady over here, if you're standing here, there's no way you can see back here because say there was a little like someone's being killed right here, you wouldn't know. Sorry, I'm kind of salty right now. I was thinking more of there's no way she could have seen it instead of like it was just this one. All right, I can see defeat. These guys are just as easy to convince, like, on the other side as they were just like, oh no, we did it. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruto. We've won. Not really. Haven't won yet. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. As if the chap ever dares cross the threshold of my shop. I'll take this razor sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Don't lick a knife like that. Please tell me he's a barber. Well, a quite remarkable turn of events. The defense summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors are now stand 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. That's how you know we're gonna be a good lawyer. That's how you know. That's how you can tell. That's why we have a sequel game that I'm probably not going to stream because this was long, but I might. Who knows? Hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witness to return to their places, and I call upon you to continue the pursuit of truth. So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case of the prosecution, if you please. Yep, another drink. Another drink. You gotta have another drink, yep. Gotta make sure you're extra drunk so you can win while you're drunk and then you can rub it in our face. Woof, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Oh, why would you do that to your glove? That's a white glove. That's not gonna wash out easily. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it into dust. Crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks, is it cold in here, or is it just me? As your acquainted tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination, so I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Snap. Bring forth the witnesses once more. Uh-oh. Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we have had to just we just had to endure.
Oh yes, sir, that I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh yes, sir, I heard about it.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman. I believe it's Depot.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh, mio Dio.
Now then, witness, I hereby call in you to testify before the court again. Will you explain the various misgivings brought to us by our attention by the defense's summation examination? Various misgivings.
I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it, but,
well, when he looks so scared on the side.
Well, I for one was told to pay 5 pence for the bus.
He fiddled us to the fare, he did, and I saw a blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I told you I saw Miss Gilded be stabbed. No, Miss Gilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
You think? Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned French... French? What? Why did I read French? My learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little concierge.
Bimbo, explain yourself. I am terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The girl's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold and the last run of the day is always half-endy.
You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace. Your selfish actions have brought dishonor to the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I can't make a result come out differently. No, that figures. Oh, let's see what's going on. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel of defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. That's right. Alright, here we go. Let's get these guys. I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it. But, I was told 5 pence. No, I'm so tired right now. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and he saw a blood-curdling sight as well. Wait, and then I saw the blood-curdling sight as well. Wait. Oh, wait, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense, I saw it stabbing the man, everything I said before stands. I'm gonna press you on this, because... I feel like I might get something from this. So you said the defendant, Mr. McGill, is stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who's sitting next to him?
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before, this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there was only 1 or 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there?
Or, only the 2 of them inside the carriage, okay. There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet, 0 evidence. Then, well, I'm looking at the other guys, too. I want to see if anything's happening to them, but I don't think there is.
Then what are we wasting time for? I get this black and white man's guilty.
Something in Mr. Finley's testimony just jars with me. I feel like I wish I could work out what it was. He stabbed him. Not long ago, this trial barely nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here.
I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some big new facts to light. If you're not kept where you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful, as it did before. Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. Got a point? Yes, you're so right. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses. Okay. If you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, notice the pursuit there. Okay, yeah. Okay. 4 passengers. Let's just press all of them. Let's press all of them. There's only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4p fare. Is that right?
It's impossible to make the last run of the day obey.
Got it. Okay.
It was so cold, all I could do was stop myself from passing out.
I'm getting chill blains. What is a chill blain?
It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for keeping the bus running.
I mean, I guess, but
Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger?
no. You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night, there would have been another suspect. Then there would be another suspect. Yeah, whatever, Zeeks, don't even talk. I had to pay 5p for the bus. Give me that. Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5p instead of 4? Probably. Well, I paid 5p too, sir. And I just told you that I did.
I'll fight for a proper out of board.
Okay. It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately need, it's gone, dead, and buried. I'd have been happy if it ever existed in the first place. Yeah. If you lost the ferry did, and I saw that blood-curdling sight as well, it's all too much.
Hold it!
Press it. We gotta press it all. If we don't press, we might miss something if we don't press. You mean the murder, I presume? Yeah. Yes, sir. He is not shaking right now. A loathsome sight. No one should have put the witness or in the eyes of a man in the moment of his life is taken. Oh well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. It may turn out to be very significant. Hey, the banker gent next to me. Look at the guy next to him. See if he's making any moves. The sharp intake of breath, you see. Wait, I had the banker gent next to me take a sharp breath. That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly and all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming. Even when I'm eating. This didn't happen long ago. You're fine. Some stabbing that man. He's shaking a lot. What? Like he's like. Oh no, he's always shaking that much. Is he? No, he's shaking more, isn't he? No, he's shaking a lot more. Yeah, he knows something.
Hold it!
Yeah. Who's sitting next to him? That's what I said, isn't it? Bothering me. For a brief moment he hesitated. 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? 5th passenger, no evidence. We're wasting time for black and white man's guilty. He's shaking a lot. How do I... Jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. He stabbed him. Suspicious. Earlier you testified you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor, and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose. I might have, you know, yes, put the cart before my horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure most of it. I was driving the horse when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. When I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up his feature. Oh man, Pippo's falling asleep. And that's right, the fellow holding the handle, the famous man, and the famous. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all? What hand was it? Tell me what hand it was. I really thought I did, but when I go over to get in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of stabbing, did I? Well, I didn't know it would be this obvious. I thought it'd be a little like... it's like what?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? No, you listen to me. I know what you think. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What the chance of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that. What do you mean some days? No chance. Well, it's a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through the skylight on the top of the omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectful city banker, I have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as Ballarat Day. Oh, it was a grim scene, don't mind you telling me. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that, alright. I'll tell you how grim it was. He's gonna say something about his hand. Ready? The sight of those blood-soaked hands after the butcher stabbed the man? Hand. Tell me hand. Tell me hand. Tell me what hand. Tell me what hand. Tell me. Blood-soaked. Yeah, well, perhaps soaked is laying it a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Ah, both of them. Gotcha. That's not true. And you saw that from the roof, the skylight? Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had plenty good view. There's a lamp on the inside of the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. This banker's latest statement is kind of suspicious. I feel there's something not quite right about it. No, there's not. When you see something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruto, that's when you should have a good look through the court record. Yeah, you're right. Not long ago, the trial came to an end. Yeah. Okay, that's fine because I already know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Okay, keep going, all the way through. Got it. No, I went too far. No, I need to present the gloves because he said both of them were covered. It was only one. We have the gloves and only one glove is covered in it. Okay. Oh my god, I did it again! What the? Come on. Okay, this is ridiculous. I'm too excited. I'm too excited to uncover the truth. Okay. Okay. Present the gloves. There we go. Oh, third time's a charm. Blood-soaked hands. Well, I admit soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little particular. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Oh! Don't bite that. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
but no, it can't be right. Oh, so you're the liar here then. That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands.
Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why? Why must I was sitting back to say what the gold standard? I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe.
Upstanding members of society don't recriminate. I can't speak. He's claimed to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? Yep. Fair play. He's in debt. My man's in debt. He's in debt. He owes money. If we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, we could turn the tide in this trial completely. I know. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to his testimony. Yeah, I have evidence. I do. I've got some. My lord. Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove! Hove! Hove! By Hove! 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 By Jove! By Hove! Are you sure? Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony. Grr! Yeah, and you're nervous because you know. Hereby calling the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court is his dues. BAM! This is a list of the debtors that owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims, crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name. Mr. Bruce Fairplay. That's right. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worth being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? I wish there was like in court, if someone finds a contradiction in court, they're just like, I got you. That'd be really weird. I'd love it. These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between the individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him, would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay? Is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you've never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Gwa. He seems pretty upset. Order, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord, my liege, lord, judge, Mr. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's make a melodrama out of this. Let's not make a melodrama. Perhaps I did overstate the truth. A pinch. But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood in McGill's hands, both of them.
Objection!
Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was someone else. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have seen here as evidence, is stained. So you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure it was on both of his hands, not just the one. What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all of you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yars. Mr. Naruto, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes? Might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Okay. Let's get this immediately. The music's picking up, let's see. Blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you may say that I didn't see the exact moment that the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't see anything myself, no, not until I heard the scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we would have all seen. About that. That's fake hair, man. Come on, man. Just you're bald, man. Just whatever. And lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was to witness the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's really not what a testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. Here we go. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating as the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Let's get this. Let's do this right now. What did you really see? Blood on both hands of the assailant. I just think you remember that. Why was there... No, hang on. No. If there was blood on the seat, why was there blood on the seat? Because there shouldn't be. There should not be blood on the seat. That's what I know. Yeah, see? Right there? There shouldn't be blood there. Should not be blood there. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses could have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Sorry, I like this song. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on the bitter winter nights and the cold air rushing past them. And they have to pay money to do so? I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in a freezing cold as punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's anything else here. There's the blood stain, but we can't interact with it. Oh yeah, we can. No, we can't. Yes, we can. We can go in. Can we? No, we can't. Okay, never mind. Well, let's just open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of a murder. It's horrible. Perfect. Didn't know we could do this. I thought that was Illuminati. It's not. When was the last time someone talked about the Illuminati? Ah, this is a poster for the Great Expedition that's due, that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece in the whole expedition. Exhibition, not expedition. With the Crystal Tower, it's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement in the prospect of a grand event. Yeah. You see this here? Quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view to the cabin from the roof deck above. There doesn't appear to be a handle or any catch of any description, so I suppose it can't be open from the inside of the cabin at least. Notice. No, it's a poster for the Great Expedition that's due 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to Crystal Tower. Is it? No, it's not. That's a notice. Ah, that's okay. Yeah. Check out the blood. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously. Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof of the deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp in here, so perhaps the culprit didn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Alright, I guess there's nothing to do with this. I guess nothing will be added, so... Alright, let's press you. No, yeah, man, we're gonna press you. I don't think we should need to press you now, though, but whenever you press something, you always find some. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. Well aware of that, sir, but nonetheless, I know what I saw, and I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit he might be mistaken about what he saw, but why? Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused fingers. Although I suppose you may say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
Hold it!
Probably matters. I would say it does. Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as you well know. But, for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly have done it. It was just trying to save us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? How'd you hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? Well, it's not entirely... It's not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed in the wrong house of the Derby, that's all. I'm going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing. A little guinea there, 10. I'm a banker, no one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. The judge is he's displeased. I think you have revealed rather more about your character than you may have bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them.
Hold it!
You saw the knife, huh? Where was the knife? You definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilld's had any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGild sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I still saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark-colored stain on the dark little gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. Must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. I didn't actually see anything myself, not until I heard the scream.
Hold it!
Give you a quick little hold. You didn't see anything?
Oh, yes, sir, that's easy to say. I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It's very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir? Well, I know what you're insinuating, but it certainly wasn't making up stories.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir, I saw nothing at all.
Okay. Mr. Bibbo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you, must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please, you didn't even see that?
It was so cold that night, you see, it was all I could do to keep passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid, sorry to say, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus services of London's code tonight. Bimbo! Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we would have all seen. Well, not necessarily? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really see.
Hold it!
And everything you saw in the incident was through the skylight on the roof on the omnibus? That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Good point. Well, I don't know anything about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right, as a public bus service, for pity's sake, that's not what I call fair play. Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up on the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard, and that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? I don't know. Hey, Gobi, how is it going? I don't know. I feel like... Could they have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? Probably. I mean, technically not everything, but like... Wait, Phoenix Wright Omnibus? What? The Phoenix Wright Omnibus? How did I didn't see that. What? Excuse me? The Phoenix Wright Omnibus? Whoa! What does that mean? The Phoenix... What? Okay. That's interesting. I don't think... This doesn't have anything to do with the case, but Phoenix Wright... that's pretty cool. I don't know what that means. Easter egg, it isn't... But, like, why is it here, though? I mean, cool. It won't help us in the case, though. That's interesting. Okay. Because Phoenix Wright doesn't exist yet. Unless he does. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Let's see. Could they have seen everything inside the cabin? Let's make a wild guess and say they might not have been able to. Allow me to confirm one thing. Oh, the music stopped. Uh-oh. I think we're on the right track. Mr. Fairplay. Phoenix Wright is a time traveler and he went back. Yeah, that's probably what happened. You're riding this omnibus. and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight floor on the upper deck. Is that right? What seat were you in? We don't even know what seats they were in. That's right, yes. In that case, there's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. Actually, I'm pretty sure... Actually, yeah. No, well, actually, I don't even know. I'm going to assume they were back here. And, they wouldn't have been able to see inside. And, yeah, so there could have been a third person there. You don't know that. Could have been. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Objection! Enough hypothetical mandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you stand your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I'll uphold the prosecution demand. We will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Yeah? Where exactly? Yep. Wait, yeah, he could have been here. Obviously.
Take that!
Take that!
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other. Which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Oh! That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite of the one where the victim and his attacker are sitting... The seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
Oh yeah, you mad? You mad, huh? Yeah, you're angry, you're mad. Oh, it's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese all have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you are able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Okay, let's see. What do we have? We've got... our homie. No. So we've got our Irish fellow over here. Baron. Our prosecutor known as the Reaper of Bailey. Supposedly this... Oh, yeah, we already... Victim. Rider. These guys are on top. I don't think there's anyone that I can pick. So, there were 5 people on. These guys were on top. They were both on top. Unless one of these are lying. And, like, this guy was on the bottom. But I don't believe that. I don't think he did it. Let's see. I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof, on the deck? I don't... I mean... Wait. Can I see this really quick? I have no idea. But I'm gonna say I have an inkling. No, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any clue. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, sir. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I literally have no idea. But as a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on! This isn't just a case of going on, Mr. Sato. Alright then, I'll go on. The defense would like to put forward a name. I don't know. I have no idea. You are a fool. That's my line. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. Okay, I have no idea. The defense is still to name the passenger on the other seat. Okay. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the scene, I thought he was going to tell me a hint. Nope. Oh my, I don't know. Who could it have been? Okay. It's, okay, here, we've got to rule out who it wasn't. It wasn't Sasato. It wasn't Magnus. Was it? Because it could have. Well, no, because they would have known that. They would have seen him. Uh-oh. The bit rate's going a little crazy right now. Oh no, okay, it's coming back to normal. Okay. Yeah, so it's not. It won't be these guys because these guys were on the roof. Unless they weren't, I have a no. They were definitely, yeah. Unless they're watching out for each other, but I don't think they are. It's either philanthropist or one of her. I have no idea. I have the I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea who it could have been. Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking about this guy. Like, it's not gonna be this guy. I don't know. I have no idea. It could have been him. I can't even check my thing. Screw it. It was him. It was a different guy. It was him. Music stopped. I got it. The passenger in the enclosed cabin at the... Wait, hang on. Let me see a minute. Let me see a minute, because... Oh, wait. No, we don't have that. I remember seeing a picture where there were two of them. I remember earlier in the case where there were two of them, and they both had hats on. You couldn't see. So it was him. Oh, my God. I'm genius. The passenger that enclosed the cabin and the witness on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? It's the name of the defendant. Yeah.
Objection.
Yeah, what? Stop! Oh my God, he is a vampire! He just confirmed all my suspicions! He's fighting the Belmonts behind the scenes! If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollow chalice, do not forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks! People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Yeah, that's not him. See, that's what I remember this picture specifically. That's not him. There's no way that's him. He's wearing different clothes. See? That's not him at all. And he's got white gloves on. That's how I can show you that these aren't his gloves. I got you. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to that fact. I don't deny that fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built. No, I agree with that. That premise may be wrong. No, it's not wrong. You're right. The guy next to him did kill him, but that's not my defendant. the defendant, not my defendant, if the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Told ya. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Of course, you could make the counter-argument that it's like, well, they're white gloves, so we could have just changed his gloves out. But still. Then you have this, where these were his gloves. They had it on both hands, so we gotcha. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only the glove bears on the gory remains. Well, I didn't read that right. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both admittedly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant, whatever. In short, the memory of events is correct, and their testimonies revealed the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on the passenger's hands. Both.
Objection!
And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. But we don't know who that is. Extraordinary! Yeah, it is. Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They said they couldn't see his face. But when elaborating on this testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Gotcha. Yes, the tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. In what particular styles of hat do the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Ugh. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed to even notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin which he traveled. Finn is barking again and it's annoying. Oh! This is getting kind of crazy. Because he's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Yeah, it is. Order up! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. You can tell I'm talking loudly because I'm trying to mute out his annoying bark because he's a great dog. He's just the worst bark I've ever heard in my life because he's always barking all the time. On what grounds? As a suspect, we will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it is indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Yeah, let's demand his testimony. I mean, we need more information. There's nothing else we can do. Yes, we need to hear what he says in order to find out the truth. Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Oh, yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear that Mr. McGilded has to say. Get that man out of here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. What's up the next door gonna do this off? Who's from the guild?
Hearing what portion of my favorite little park has to say? Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Yeah, so I guess we're going to do a recess now? Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony, but let's show the defendant to the stand at once. If it's not, then I'm going to perform a recess, because, man, I've been going for a long time. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
Oh my god, it's still going? Really? What?
Let the proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police? That's true, you're kind of sketchy too, but I mean, I can't say that because you're the defendant.
Oh, because no, it is not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all, or to keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. Hey, Plush, how's it going? In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there's another passenger.
It's true.
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What? This guy's an idiot.
Oh my god, you're guilty of... You're still guilty. That makes you guilty. You helped someone escape a crime scene? What was your reason?
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be waiting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure ya.
Which was...
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way...
Child?
What?
What?
That's exactly what I said. If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd gone and done it. They'd have hauled her into this courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Huh. And it was this young child of whom you speak?
That... I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing just appeared to be in a carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? What? There's a fire? Oh, what? I can't see anything. What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
He's stealing it.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and then clear the courtroom.
Whoa. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. So the kid, or I don't even know if it was a kid, I have no idea. Someone's trying to get away. We know that for a fact.
That's pretty crazy.